Hi everyone. Are you ready for this new Instagram live? Because I am. And while we wait for our guest, I must make a confession. Ciao Tito. I must make a confession. I was saying I'm growing fond of this live instrument. I'm growing really fond of this live instrument because it's a way to connect, to connect with other Instagrammers, inviting them as a guest or simply interacting with them with the chat instrument. Unfortunately, we have a time limit. Otherwise, I would love to chat with you for a longer time. So let's get it started. Yes, you get the CNN or the BBC. I don't know what accent I have because I studied speak British English, but in the end, I always hear American English. So, hi everybody, and while we wait for our guests, what shall we say? Here is our guest, Margot Leblanc. The title of this live, Cuerpo de Mujer, Woman's Body, tell you a little bit about what we are going to talk about. In the last live, we talked, because this is the beast of Cuerpo de Mujer in Italian that we did the last week. In the last live, we talked about woman's body and how women live their relationship with their bodies and with society. We want to keep talking about beauty stereotypes that goes around society while interviewing our guests. So while we wait for Margot, because I think that maybe mettete I titoli in Uzbekistan. No, the next time I'm going to speak in Esperanto because I speak so many languages. No, I don't speak so many languages, but sometimes I get confused. I get confused around. When you speak many Romance language, you're going to get a little bit confused, especially Spanish and French. They get a lot. I get a lot of trouble sometimes. So here is our guest.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
how you doing? Can you see and
Fine.
can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you and see you.
Good. Okay.
Let's ask to our public if you can hear us correctly. I think yes. So I was saying that this time we want to keep talking about women's relationship with their bodies, beauty stereotypes that goes around society while we keep our interview with you.
Yeah.
And for people who missed the last live, let's start from the beginning. So,
Yeah.
who is Margot Leblanc? Who is Margot Leblanc? When she was born and how? Because we want to give a little
To
presentation.
know. Yeah. Margot is my burlesque alter ego character. So she was born 1 year and a half ago. Because I was doing a particular work on myself about body awareness and also femininity. So it was quite a kind of commitment during all this work. And I was asked by the person I was working with, so it was really a kind of self-improvement work
Yes.
on myself. And I was asked, okay, now you go and you find yourself a burlesque school and start it. Start burlesque, because it is going to change the way you see yourself. And also it is going to change a lot. So I never heard, it's not that I never heard about burlesque before, but
Yes, because yes,
I
even
had
me,
I
I
had
heard around. Even in Rome, there are
yes, yes,
show burlesque.
I had heard of it, but I was not, I never had thought before about attending a course, a burlesque course. So I did this kind of homework that had been assigned to me. And it was also a kind of challenge. And I said, okay, let's try. Let's try and see 4 or 5 lessons, how it goes. And just let's see. So I searched for a school in Milan, where I live. And I found a school named La Cave du Burlesque, which was a kind of the school that inspired me the most, because it is not a proper kind of academy, let me say. It is it's something different. It is a burlesque
Yes,
school
because
indeed, but also the environment that and all the air that you breathe there is different from the academic
yes,
school.
because we were talking in private earlier, and we were saying that there are many stereotypes going around, even in some things that we will never expect in some ambience in which we will never expect to find a stereotype.
Also in some
Like,
academic
yes, yes,
burlesque
in
school, as
academic,
far
yes.
as I know. So I started, and my intention at the beginning was to just to make 4 or 5 lessons, just to give it a try, just to play with that. But I ended up that I never stopped doing that. So,
You can just go
and
on the
then
burlesque.
yes, and then I started, and I created my alter ego, which is the character that we are requested to to create during the course, that brings up all the things that we could never express before. So Margot is a part of me that already has always existed before, but what she was just waiting to come up, to come out.
Yeah. To
And
express
so
yourself, to try to find a channel and to express herself.
to fully express herself. So this is this has completely changed the way I started to look myself, and also my body, because one of the main also thing about burlesque is that it's really for everyone. Of course, every school and every burlesque performer has his her
Impostation.
own style, yeah. But in my school, really burlesque is for everyone. Doesn't matter where, if you are tall, thin, fat, or doesn't matter where are you from. Is you just go there to discover some part of you, to have fun, to enjoy, and to discover your femininity.
Yes.
So this has changed a lot. And um, also during I started the lesson, I continued, then I was supposed to make my first
Live show
show,
about, yes,
yes, with the
we have
school.
COVID and we have
Exactly.
shut
Yes.
down in our house. So, or we
Yes.
organize a live show via Zoom or via Instagram, don't know. Or,
Yes, but we were
I think
expected to make a show in a small theater, or to organize,
it
the
would be
end of the year
really,
show.
really nice to see
But
one
then,
show again.
yeah, but
Yeah,
then
we shut
COVID
down. We shut down everything.
arrived. So we started to be locked down, and together with the school, we started to make a kind of video from home of
Yes.
some little performances, and it was quite funny. And this has allowed me to create this account of Margot. And by chance, I started to know and to work with different artists who are seeing me now as a muse and as a model. So for me, it's been an amazing surprise, and I discovered that also
Different
me,
part of you, a different part of you.
different
Did
part
you
of you that,
know that because we have a very famous burlesque woman, Dita Von Tess, did you know that even Dita Von Tess started with photography as a
oh,
model of photography?
I was
And
not aware of it.
she started to pose as a pin-up, and
Yeah.
she grew one of these pin-up characters. And she started after she started burlesque. After she
So,
started as burlesque, because she confessed that she was a very shy person.
yeah,
She doesn't had a very confidence. So even Dita
Dita
Bontes.
Fontis, yeah,
Yes, she grew up like a woman who didn't have a very confident attitude. Didn't have a very good relationship with herself, with her bodies, with her
yes.
identity. When we look at her and we see her performance, we say, "Oh, she's amazing. She's brilliant."
Actually, yeah, I'm a quite extroverted person by nature, but I've always had
Type of problem with
a problematic relationship with my body because I'm curvy. I've always been struggling with my body, trying to before I had always been trying to achieve a model imposed by society because also our
yes,
generation we have grown up with the idea of a model as typical model as the perfect one like Claudia Schiffer, Naomi Campbell, perfect, tall,
yes,
super thin. So I've always really struggled against my body. But then after burlesque, something changed because I realized that I could be that also me could be attractive even with my curves. And now, if you know now I still cannot believe that I am considered as a muse or as a model. So what, me? But yes,
yeah.
me.
Because the topic of this life in the end is not the relationship that women have with their bodies, the bad relationship with, because many people, many women with who I talk about this argument, they confess to have a bad relationship with their body. It doesn't depend, maybe doesn't even depend of stereotype canon of beauty, of the existence of stereotypes, the canon of beauty.
Yes,
It's
in
the
my
wrong.
case is
And,
more, of course,
but
but
I
there are
think that
differences.
no, but I think that in the end, it's that the society communicate this
Yeah,
to women. The most important things of you is not your interior world, it's not your interiority, it's your exteriority and your attractiveness. Like
yeah,
we must sell ourselves only with our aspect, only with our physical aspect.
yeah.
Like
That is very
our
true.
interiority doesn't even matter. Our thinking, our belief doesn't even matter. And if you are, and yes, in this case, we see the stereotypes how they work in a very insecure person who is told it doesn't matter what you think, what you believe. The only things that matters to society is your aspect, and if
Yeah,
you're thin, and if you're thinner or thin enough, it's okay. You are going
yeah,
to
you're
accept it.
okay. Yeah.
You're going to fit in the standards. You're going to fit in the standards.
Yes,
Yes,
and
I.
this is also why when I started this to open this profile, I because I've always during the years I've always had this consideration of myself as a more clever girl than attractive. So if you see my Instagram profile reflects these things because I started just to show my picture because I
Yes,
needed it was a kind of therapy also for myself because I needed to realize also that I can be attractive too, even with my curves. So I started actually with first picture of my face of my selfie, which is still my comfort zone because I've always liked, for example, my face. But then I started also to show something of my body.
Yes, I'm
And
photography is a powerful instrument. One
yes,
thing is to look in a mirror, or but one other thing is to look at a picture of you, or to
yes.
take a picture because you are taking a selfie, and I love them. I
Yeah,
really
thank
love.
you. I try
I
to do
love
my
the
best, even if I'm
photography.
not a photographer. But
No, it
then
doesn't matter because I wasn't even a photographer. I was an expert of communication marketing. I started to take photos, so
as a
you
passion.
you don't have to be a photographer. You don't. We don't need labels. I'm no label person.
Oh, this is
You
very
do
good.
what you want. We must do what we like. 'Cause if you
Yeah,
like it,
it's nice to meet people with a different kind of experience, so we can exchange ideas and suggestions
yes,
and stuff like that. So, as I was saying before, I started to show my face, then my body, and then I met another photographer, Tito Borsa. I don't think he's here with us today, but then I started the other step. The second phase after burlesque was trying to pose nude in front
yes,
of a photographer. So even if we did it in remote, because it was during the pandemic, of course, but I did it, which was something like showing part of my body, everything, with nothing, with nothing to hide, just me, because this is
yes.
me. This is me 100%. And that was quite therapeutic also for myself, just also to publish that kind of picture. It has made me realize that I am okay. I am okay, even with my own imperfections. I am unique, and that is
Yes,
good. This is something that everyone should remember.
yes,
Tall, thin, fat, doesn't matter. We are just unique. We don't have to
yes.
be like everyone, like Barbie, or everyone like Ken. You know.
And overall, beauty resides for me in diversity and not in homologation. Homologation is for me the opposite of beauty. I
Yeah.
don't find beauty in a mass of sheep, all, all at the same pace, all the same thinking. No, I like what you said. I like to find people who think in different way, who have different aesthetic canons, and it's possible because like the author that we are going to read this evening,
Yes.
Clarissa Pinkola-Press, we can see that in the world exists many different aesthetic canons, not
Indeed.
one. Yes, it's not true, but it's good things, and I think that you're right that everyone should be encouraged to take part on a journey to find themselves, to find their identity as a woman, because I talk about it as an expert of communication and marketing, and I must say that my experience, markets, brands, they tend to capitalize on our insecurities.
Of
That's
course.
why we are so full of this mass media message.
Yeah.
Because an insecure person, I can assure you, is a very good buyer. You can go to a woman who is sure of herself and tell her, "Oh, you're old. Take a wrinkle cream and you're going to be okay." No, she's going to spit on your
Yeah,
face and say,
sure.
"Good well."
Yeah, sure. They play on your insecurity to make money. That's what they do, which is a shame.
Yes, indeed.
But they make money on that. So but actually, I have to say that now is changing this approach. I think that maybe now brands are being more careful. But it's
Yes,
only a recent things. Huh? So
Yes, there is a lot going on with brands because sometimes it's like sometimes they capitalize on our insecurities. Sometimes what I hate is that they capitalize on a strong woman who stand up for their rights, and they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I'm positive, body positive, I'm me too. I'm this brand. I'm eco-friendly. I'm an eco-friendly brand."
Yeah.
All these brands in these days are trying to achieve a different image. In marketing, we call it
Yeah.
repositioning the brand. And this is a question of image. They try to have a more ethical and more acceptable image
Yeah.
because people nowadays they want more transparency. They want to see more ethical commitment, but sometimes it's not so true. Like take don't don't
Yes.
necessarily like H&M. What the hell, eco-friendly H&M? Okay, no, this is it.
Yes, the real thing, what you were saying is very true. Now people, at least brands are starting not to consider customers are ships,
Yes,
uh, because people are really now customers are really careful to also to the
yes.
communication, and they want transparency. And if you're not transparent, they realize that, and then they will start not to believe in your brand anymore. So this is very true what you were saying.
Yes, and I want to have content they can relate to. Like last generation, they want more strong transparency. Last generation want more transparency, and they
Indeed.
want yes, they want to have no patronizing message from the brand. Uh, they want to express their opinion, and sometimes the old way of communicating brands isn't going very far with
Yeah,
this new generation.
they want to
So
identify, they want to have something real.
yes,
It's
even beauty products are changing. For example,
yeah,
wrinkle cream, they don't even exist anymore. That type of advertisement, they are going to advertise you their products as healthy because there is all this healthy lifestyle
yes.
going on. But sometimes is I don't know what is really true or if they are just repositioning themselves. But I'm going out of track. I'm
Yes.
going
Anyway,
out.
consumer in general and customer are
Yes,
very careful, and
yes.
they know what's the best thing to choose anyway.
And by the way, I wanted to read
Yeah.
chapter 7 from Woman Who Ran with the Wolves of Clarissa Pinkola Estes, who is an author who I really recommend to anyone because she's really amazing. She has different origins because she's Hungarian, Mexican, she's mixed origins, and she's an analyst, Jungian analyst.
Okay.
I must say that I love all Jungian analysts. I don't really love Freud and all people who tend to relate to Freud theory. Maybe because Freud didn't really assure to woman a good representation in his theory. So this is the chapter 7 from A Woman Who Ran with the Wolves, which is a very amazing book about a woman's relationship with her body, but not only this. And I recommend this to women, but to men
As well, yeah,
as well.
indeed.
And this is chapter 7, The Joyous Body, the Wild Flesh. Why I've choose this chapter? Because in this Clarissa Pinkola test take the body and show you how we can have different type of beauty. we can have in a society. She take the wolf society as an example, and she show how there can be beauty in a different type of body.
Yeah.
I've been taken, yes. Yes, it's amazing because it's the things that we were saying. Diversity. Beauty relies on diversity. I've been taken with the way wolves eat their bodies together when they run and play. The old ones in their way, the young ones in theirs, the skinny ones, the fat ones, the long-legged, the top-tailed, the floppy-haired, the one whose broken limbs healed crookedly. They all have their own body configuration and strengths, their own beauty. They live and play according to what and who and how they are. They do not try to be what they are not. This is the concept. They do not try to be what they are not. They live accordingly to their nature, and they don't try to imitate it. They don't have this problem of superstructure from society that tell them, no, you are not going to be a wolf, you should be a different type of animal, or yes.
That's very true. We should do the same. Everyone should do the same.
And I wanted to ask, before we read the question that arrived in our chat, because I enjoyed the live you made yesterday about a positive model, because it's true that in society we have many negative models, but I wanted to talk about the positive model that you find in your journey in finding your identity as a woman.
Actually, there were a burlesque performer. I've not met yet personally, but she has been a very determining point of my journey, because when I started, as I told you, I started at La Cave du Burlesque, all my lessons. I was not really, I said, yes, okay, of course, I'm going to do 5 or 4 lessons and blah, blah. But then the director of the school, he mentioned me about a woman whose aesthetic canon and age is different from the ideal model that society is imposing to us, who has become one of the most, let me say, famous and requested performers. So when it's the kind of model where women can identify, saying, okay, if she did it, because she's just a normal woman, common, she's not like, because when, before knowing burlesque a bit better, I was thinking about burlesque performer like perfect women.
Yes.
So, okay. Then when you see also women who are nearer to common people, you can say, I can make it too.
Yes, I can be myself. I don't have to change to make things like burlesque.
I mean, why should I change myself and be? Because in my first view, it was okay. I started the burlesque course, but then I would not make a live exhibition. But now, when I will be ready, because we still have to study, I still have to study, I will do it. And this is because I had this woman called, she's a performer, called Spicy Apple. And I said, okay, she's amazing the way she is. So why can't I be amazing in the same way? And so she has been really determining in my, and also other people that I met that also have been really important in all my in this kind of trip are also, let me say, more than inspiring, have been important, more than examples. But all the photographers and the artists that I've worked with, because they have helped me with all their drawings to see myself through their eyes. So it's been very important also, that point for me.
And if I must ask you, a woman that you admire?
A woman that I am, first of all, that woman is Spicy Apple, as I told you.
Yeah.
But then there are many women I admire. Of course, there is also Dirty Martini, who is a famous burlesque performer, and she is also, we talked about the live yesterday, and she is one of the curviest burlesque performers. So, and also I have another woman I take inspiration is also from burlesque world, because I started from that. So it's also my own teacher. She's her name is Joëlle, her artistic name is Joëlle Damour. She's a Russian performer, and she's really amazing, because one day we were making one of our first lesson together, and she put ourself in front of a mirror, and I was looking at myself, and she said, I can see that you are not liking yourself. You have to change that. So in this way also other people will look at you in a different way, because it all comes from the inside.
Yes.
Not just from the external aspect. As you were saying before, also what you transmit from your interior. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I think that becoming a person is to learn how to valorize our interiority, our differences, our potentiality, and not try to be someone else. Overall, some stereotype. Because yes, one thing is to have model. It's good to have model, and one thing is to have stereotype imposed by society. This is never good.
Yes.
Like we were saying earlier in private, it's good to take decision about our own aspect and our own life, but they have to be our decision,
Yeah.
not imposed, never imposed. So let's take a look to the question that arrived, because after I wanted to, I forgot to ask a question, but so Diana Stefano, Margot, have you ever done a new drawing? If not, would you like it? This is a good question.
Yes, I did, but I don't know if they mean nude drawing. I mean as a model.
No, I think they mean
Me
to
drawing.
use the drawing. Yes,
Me
yeah,
drawing.
you to be the painter.
Me drawing someone else, or me drawing? No way. I would never be. It's not my talent at all. I have the luck to be drawn by amazing artists who are really, really talented, but I would not.
Never say never, never say never.
No, but I'm not able even to, my drawing, I like.
You told me the last time, but
And I can tell you, because one of my artisan friend, Giampiero Gigante, he asked me to make a drawing, and I did it, and it was, you see, I'm like a 5-year-old child drawing, so it's no way. I wish I could.
did you ever think about sculpture, modeling, ceramic?
I'm more focused on the theater, like being or singing. I express myself more in that way than in manual, because really, manually with manual things, I am like a baby. Even when I cook, I just make disaster, like a 5-year-old baby. So it's better if I focus on burlesque show or acting or talking in public, which is good to me, or singing, which is something I've just started to study only recently as well, which is another form of art
Yeah.
through which I express myself a lot. So, but no way drawing, it would be really horrible. I leave
So
it to the artist.
let's see the other question. Okay, Diana Stefano, Lydia, you draw naked. Have you ever posed for someone else? If yes, when is the first time? Some artists made portrait of me. I posed for one photographer, friends of mine, but not naked. And naked, I posed only one time for one of my best friend in Rome. But she's a an amazing woman. We have a very strong relationship, and that's not why I don't like. Naked photography is because I don't like to have a photography in front of me. I start to make spastic faces, so it's not a very good thing to see. So it must be a very special person, a person I can relate to, a friend, because otherwise I start to make faces. I start to make strange faces in front of the
So
camera.
you prefer to be on the other
To be
side.
behind. I take the photo.
I have to be honest, many photographers say the same things. You're not the first one who said, I like to photograph other people, but I don't like to be in front of the camera myself. So it's probably, I think also a kind of, it's
I want to have things in control. I don't like to have put a picture of a photo camera.
the important thing is to do what we like. So it doesn't matter.
Yes, but I wanted to ask, and you, public, make question. You can use the question mark at the bottom of the chat. Make
Yeah.
question. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. We are here for you. So make question. And in the meanwhile, I make a question to our Margot. Why the name Margot Leblanc? Because this was a question I wanted to ask.
To ask.
Why Margot Leblanc?
Because Margot is the name of a character a cartoon character, you know, the wife of Lupin, Arsène
Yeah,
Lupin,
oh my.
Margot
Yes.
Fujiko. Her original
Fujiko.
name is Fujiko
Yes,
Love.
because
I don't look like her, but I like her. I like her very, very much because she has a very strong personality and she always tease Lupin. So he's always like
yeah,
Lupin
she,
is always in her hands. Lupin
yes,
is very clever and but Margot is even more clever. So I like a lot that character.
yeah,
And Leblanc is because it reminds me of the color white, because I love a lot the contrast between black and white. I chose white because it sounded better for me for that name. I don't know why, it was his instinct. So that's why I chose that. But Margot was, I had no doubt of it.
yes, I love that character too, must say.
She's amazing.
Yes.
In fact, one of our friends, artists, he drew me together with Lupin some time ago. I loved it. But it was a Margot with short hair.
So I wanted to ask you another question. How did you find Instagram environment? It was for yourself. Did you find it? Because I was hearing about a lot of a woman who received harassment, was bullied, but on YouTube, and I was asking myself how was the environment of Instagram, because we know that many of our friends had a problem with their photo because they were censored, but
Yeah,
I don't
but
know if yes.
I never had maybe just a couple of times I posted some stories of some drawings who were not even so naked, and
Yeah,
Instagram deleted them a couple of times, and I said, what? And so, and I try also to be, of course, careful not to be censored. So from that point of view, and also because, as you know, since December the 21st, the guidelines changed on Instagram.
yeah.
So I'm trying to be even more careful. But I like this Instagram environment because it has allowed me to meet many amazing people, many artists, many photographers, like you too. So,
Thank you.
so,
And for
but
me,
you have to be careful. You have to be also careful because there are the good side of of everything, but also the dark
that's
side, the black and white.
the black and
So
white, yes.
is everywhere. The dark side, like people pretending to be artists in order to find an excuse to ask you to share nudes pictures, people pretending to be photographer in order to try, people trying to send you not requested pictures. So I think that you have to use it with awareness. I have to be honest. So sometimes I have also to be honest about this. You have to be. I'm sometimes worried about younger people than me.
Yes, I must say that using social media, one should be aware of what is communicating, because it can go in Instagram. I think that I find myself a very welcoming environment, but
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
But
I heard some things going around YouTube about body shaming, about body shamer. For example, I used to follow this Blogilates, this instructor of Pilates, and she was the victim of haters. Haters are a
yeah,
very growing phenomenon, and I think that it's part of this society with always criticizing. I think that it's very bad attitude that is very it's deeply rooted in our society. Never to be constructive, always to be criticizing, always to try to put label on top of the head of the people.
yeah.
Um,
I think it's because they are frustrated people who need to
yeah,
who need to bring their hate out. Just I've never met actually. Just like you, apart from the cases I was mentioning to you before, but I never met. I've also felt so quite welcomed. Also because I entered in a network of very nice people
yes,
since the beginning. So I never met any hater. Luckily, then we will see. I don't know,
yeah,
but just yeah.
luckily, yes, I think,
But yeah, you anyway. You have to be careful. And again, talking about haters, I'm above all worried for people who are younger, because one thing is to
yeah, yeah,
receive.
yeah, yes. But I think that it hits everyone. Haters are very, they can be really nasty things,
Yeah,
nasty things
yeah.
to confront with. And we have three more questions, I see.
Wow.
So let's see.
Let's see.
Okay. Anais in pieces. Margot, have you ever
Anais,
received?
Anais is one of the responsible of me being here anyway,
Oh,
because
great!
she's the person who convinced me to open Margot profile. So she's one of
So,
the
thank you, Anais, because otherwise I would never met Margot.
yeah.
Thank you, Anais.
And
Margot.
she is amazing. Yes, of course, I've received not requested pictures. So in that case, you just cut and you say, okay, sorry, bye, and so on.
Yes,
So you just try. Anyway, yes, it happens to all of us, unfortunately.
yes. I think that is the right answer to unwanted message.
And I have to be honest, sometimes also men had these experiences of receiving
Yeah.
unwanted picture.
Yes, yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. This is the second question. Why are the countries of Northern Europe further ahead in terms of the female universe?
I have an idea. I don't know if it's right. I don't know, Lydia, if you think the same. But I think that, for example, in Italy, we are deeply influenced by church.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. But it's strange that in Spain they are so open-minded. If you confront Italians and Spanish, for example, I
This is
always
true.
play, yes, I always play this game. Let's see what rules are in the swimming pool, and if they are comfortable to see woman taking after swimming shower naked. And in France and in Italy, they don't want to see woman naked, and this is really strange for me to have to take after swimming in the pool to take. In the restroom, a shower with the swimming suit on. But in Spain, it's not a problem, and they have all these naturist space.
It's because it's seen, nudity is seen as something dirty. That's the
Yes,
point here. And this is indeed because we are influenced by church. So we are sinner. We are sinner. You want to make nude shower in the swimming pool. You are a sinner.
yeah, yeah, you should be
You
ashamed of yourself,
you will go
especially
to
showing the young ones your naked body.
you will go to hell for sure. And so you will be punished. You will receive the eternal punishment.
Yes, I think that women in Northern Europe have a really different kind of environment in which they grow up, and there is a really a more equal relationship between genders. It's
Yeah,
not just a mask that we, because in Italy, I think that it's just a mask that we put on. We say, oh, we are all equals. Equals where? I don't think I don't think so. It's not true.
no,
We get
we have many
paid.
masks.
We don't get paid as much as men. Sorry, sorry if I say, but it's true.
It's
And
true.
even rights, even women's rights, parental rights, women's are more. They get treated better in Northern Europe
It's
in
true.
their rights, and in South Europe, no.
Also, mothers receive more helps.
Yeah. Yes,
Also,
it's
like
true.
having many company, they make a kind of babysitting services. So
Yeah.
moms who are also women who are also mother, they can combine without giving up to their professional life, but also being mothers. So, and here, indeed, here in Italy, if we don't have the grandparents, you have to pay a lot of money to bring your children.
And you get stigmatized. And you get stigmatized. I know some brands in the interview, they ask you if you are planning to have children. So, like motherhood should be stigmatized. It's it's a
Yes,
little incredible.
it's very true. Or why are you not making children? Why are you not like
Yes, it's another
if you
way to
don't have
judge
children, you are not
woman.
a complete woman.
Yes, it's another way to judge a woman. If you don't make children, you're not a good woman. You're not a complete woman. If you have, then you have to quit your job because you can be both. It's like society is always trying to
To
limit
standardize us.
possibilities, yes, and limit possibilities of women, especially here in South Europe, because yes, in Northern Europe with this different type of mentality, yes, a woman can be have more potential of express herself in the society,
Indeed.
even politically. Where are the political? Where are the
Ah, that's
no,
another. That's
shut up, shut up. So, make question, otherwise we are going to end up because yes, it's even almost an hour that we are talking. So if there are no other questions, we are going to end up the live. We are here for you. We, like I say, don't be shy. Make
yeah.
question if you
Ask.
ask. If you have any question about your relationship with your body, how or other things, I think
Diana and
that
Stefano, they asking us if they make too many questions. No, they are
no,
very well.
absolutely. You're always very welcome. And I
Good.
okay. No, then Stefano, make question if you have. Don't worry. It's like
It's good to make questions.
yes. While painting, drawing a woman body can be a disaster if you don't represent not exactly the woman. You have to know what you are doing. Yes, but I think that it depends on the style of the artist because, for example, Picasso made some volipindarici. I don't know how to say it.
Pindaric
It's
flights.
what
I don't know. I'm translating.
Picasso, yeah, I think that he was an estimator of female bodies, but in his painting, I don't know why he used a lot of fantasy too. And in his cubist period, he wasn't very kind on woman's body.
Indeed.
Uh,
Picasso, yes. Let's talk about Botero also.
Botero is very interesting, and even Lempica made some interesting portrait of a lot of type of bodies because Botero shown a very deeply rooted style to represent bodies. What I liked about Lempica is that she represented different type of bodies. And these women are always so voluptuous with the red lips. I really love her style. I think that she's the one and only artist I imitated.
Oh,
I'm a, yeah, I must repost. I must repost one of the painting I made of
I'm
Lolita.
curious.
I
I'm
love her
curious to see.
style.
We're curious to see.
I love her style. So, do you like La Lempica or do you like more Botero, Picasso? Which artists do you think treated
I've
better
always been
woman's
fascinated.
body?
I've always been fascinated by Botero, actually.
Botero, me too. And even
Uh,
Modigliani, I must say.
Modi, indeed. But Botero is a part of also, I don't know why, but it has been stuck in my mind since my childhood. Because I don't know if you remember that there is this, I say that for the non-Italian followers, there is this famous talk show in Italy. There was a historic one since many years, called the Maurizio Costanzo Show.
Yeah, Maurizio Costanzo.
And it showed always Botero before when there were some breaks.
Yeah.
He always showed a Botero picture, basically drawing, and it was for me it was like, but why, like in my mind of that era, why are he's representing all these fat people? So I was surprised, but I was extremely fascinated.
And here we are. We have two other questions which are not about artists. Diana e Stefano, come vi siete conosciute?
How did we know each other? Here in Instagram.
We knew here in Instagram. We started a relationship, artist model, and then we started speaking in private, and we found out that we were so similar.
Yes.
That we have no identical ideas, or no labels, mind, no liver, let die. And my purpose, another question for you. Margot, which is the most burlesque step you like when you move your body, if you have one?
I cannot do it, but shimmy shake.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Shake. How is it? Fantastic.
I love it. Shimmy shake is like, yes, I love it. I had lots of fun when
I love it.
teacher said,
Like,
shimmy shake. I said, oh. I had a lot of fun. I laugh a lot.
you should do some burlesque course. Let it go yourself.
Now you have to come to the classes, huh?
Absolutely.
You promised.
Absolutely, yes. And we have another question. Okay, so we love you too. We love you too, Diana Stefano.
The best couple in the world.
Yes, you are our diamonds.
Indeed.
So I think that if you don't have other question,
we still have 3 minutes. Then Instagram will.
Before Instagram shut us down. Why painting say let's go? Oh, why are you not enjoying it? Oh,
why
yes,
painting? Why painting? Why painting? Why you go?
Where are you going? So I think that yes, I think that we don't have any more questions by our public. So I think that we can end up here. I make an announcement. Next week we are going to have a poetry we are going to have a poetry reading and another live about female body with poets from Argentina.
Ooh, I will be there.
En español, vamos a hacer.
Is it going to be in Spanish?
Yes, but I'm going to be the interpreter. I'm going to translate.
Okay.
Hacer una live en español.
Yeah, I will be there. So let me know when the live is, so I can make questions. So I will make more questions than Diana and Stefano.
16th of January, we're going to be again here with another live with poets from Argentina, and we're going to speak about el movimiento de los pañuelos verde, who are women very active about women's rights. Yes, I think that it's going to be a very interesting live because this poet, she's an interesting woman herself. So
I'll be there, and you people be there.
Wow, you're speaking in English, say Monica.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
The man body one, yes, because man identity needs to be talked about. Yes, we need to find a man. We need to find a man to speak about man identity.
I might have an idea. We'll talk to you about that. Let's see if the man I have in my mind will accept. So I don't want to talk about it. Let's see if he accepts,
Perfect. And let's follow, and I will follow your life because I love your proposal about having other girls from La Cava de Burlesque as guests in your
They
life.
are
It's
being
very
there soon.
interesting.
I will keep you posted
Very
because I'm
interesting.
planning I'm planning other interviews to other performers. They are very different between each other, so it's gonna be very interesting. Be there.
So stay tuned because we are
Stay
going to
tuned.
have very interesting lives. Have a good evening, everybody. Keep following our channel, mine and Margot Leblanc, because you're going to see a lot, a lot.
Thanks to everyone.
Thank you, Margot, for being here. I
Thank you,
love to
Lydia.
talk to you,
Me too.
and I
Me too.
love to have
We
this
are always
life.
in touch, me and you.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, you too.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.